Hey you! I finally got the spirit to film my washing routine again. I know it took a while, and to be very honest, I just didn't feel the motivation to film a video for a while. I think it is because I feel a constant struggle with the love-hate relationship I have with social media. Some of you may already know that because I have been talking about it before on Instagram. Don't get me wrong, I love to interact with you, but I hate a lot of aspects that comes with social media. The pressure that comes with it and the lack of transparency are things I just can't seem to deal with. Besides that, single motherhood takes all of me. So the rare free moments I have, I just want to do nothing. But hey, I found the drive and joy again, so here I am with a fresh and new routine. My hair changed a lot after my pregnancy, so it is kind of different than it was before. I think it's more grown up and easier. As you can see, now I rinse out the Devacurl no poo. I alternate between the Devacurl no poo and the Bouncecurl clarifying shampoo. Now for moisture and detangling, I use the Devacurl Decadence. I only use one pump because it is more than enough. It is super moisturizing. Here I use the Demon brush, but to be honest, I stopped using it because every time I cleaned it and I took out the brush part, it was filled with some kind of mold. It was completely black and it was gross. And now I use the Tangle Teaser. I've used it in my other videos before. It's the big pink brush and it is made out of one piece, so you won't have that problem. Now I used a satin pillowcase to get rid of the excess water. I used to apply my products on pretty wet hair, but I prefer to do it on damp hair now because it gives me so much more volume. The Devacurl Plumping Primer is their former believe-in. I think it really helps to give my hair so much more body. My hair tends to clump a lot and I prefer smaller separate curls, and this product really helps me to achieve that. I used to divide my hair in sections with a clip and then applied my products in smaller sections. But to be honest, it gave me some kind of unnatural shape. And now I still apply my product in sections because it's more easy to divide the product. But I think this method is a lot easier and it gives me a more natural shape. The Devacurl Super Cream is my favorite styling cream ever. I combine it with a leave-in decadence now for a bit more moisture because the weather is very dry at the moment here, but I use it on its own all the time as well. I kind of feel that I need to tell you how I got back to Devacurl because some of you may know that I stopped using Devacurl about 2 years ago. Let me tell you the story behind it. It was about 4 or 5 months after pregnancy when I noticed a major difference in my curl pattern. To be honest, I never thought about Devacurl until some followers tagged me in a famous video from a curly hair Instagrammer. I got a lot of messages from curlies who struggled with their hair as well, and after reading some tragic stories about hair loss and hair damage, well, I just felt disencouraged to use Devacurl products and I stopped. I was so desperate about my hair and thought Devacurl might be the problem, but to be honest, my hair got worse after I stopped using Devacurl. My pattern kept changing and I was losing the tight curls that I used to have. And after a few weeks went by, I kept getting the feeling that it was my postpartum body that caused my hair issues and not a product. Well, I still struggle with my postpartum curls, let me be clear about that. My hair never got back to the tight spirals I used to have, but it does feel like my hair again. And I have been using Devacurl on a daily basis for about 4 years now, well, with a little break, and my hair couldn't be happier. Let me be clear, I'm not paid for this video. I'm sharing my routine and I just want to be transparent. Does it mean I do not feel for the people who suffered from hair loss or any other hair issues? No. I feel very, very sorry for the people who suffered from hair loss and damage because I know how helpless it feels. I went through major hair loss when I struggled with my eating disorder, so yes, I feel sorry. I felt so sorry that I stopped using the product, but the product did not damage my hair and it didn't cause any hair loss for me, so I think it's transparent to mention that. It has nothing to do with victim shaming, I just want to be honest. I lost a lot of followers because of that honesty, but hey, it's okay. I will always advocate for that transparency and honesty. I'm going for the good karma here. And if you suffered from any kind of damage, I really want you to know that I'm so sorry for that because I know the panic and the pain. And because I know how vulnerable women are when they are going through something like this, I was really blown away when I saw people making advantage of that whole Devacurl debacle. As you can see, I apply my gels. Now I use the Devacurl Supreme Defining Gel, which is the former Archangel gel, and I mix it with the Bouncecurl Cream Gel and the Bouncecurl Hairspray for a bit extra hold. And back to that whole Devacurl debacle, it will be the last thing I say about it. Seeing how some people use other people's loss in a commercial way is, well, really devastating. I'm not going into detail, but I want you to be aware that there are people who are making a business out of it, promoting affiliate linked products to reverse Devacurl damage and selling books, giving paid advice. I just think profiting off people's damage, hair loss, panic, and pain has nothing to do with supporting this community, and I'm curious what you think of it. I used to divide my hair in 3 different sections with a clip and then apply my products. I still apply my products to those 3 different sections. I just do not divide it anymore with a clip because, as I told you, it gives me a more natural shape. I use 1 pump of each product per section, so 3 times the plumping primer, 3 times the super cream and the leave-in, 3 times 1 pump of each gel. I know this looks like a lot of product, but remember that this amount of product will hold my curls up to 4-5 days. If you have seen my previous videos, you probably know that I love mixing gels. It's just that these gels do not work on their own for my hair. Devacurl gels don't give me the hold that I'm looking for, and Bouncecurl doesn't give me the moisture I want, but these together, perfect combo. I know these gels are quite expensive, and if you do not have the budget, I do have a video with a more low budget routine. And as far as the gels, you can replace them with the Giovanni LA Styling Gel. It won't give you the exact same results, but it definitely comes close. And as a final product, I use my homemade Faxseedgel. This is really my ultimate definition tip. I will share another one later on. If someone asks me how I get that defined and separated curls, I always tell them flaxseed gel is my secret. It is super easy to make, but the trick is to stop cooking at the right moment, and that is when the consistency is like egg whites. But be careful, it shouldn't be too thick because then the gel doesn't go through the sieve anymore. I would say just keep trying until you find your perfect methods. I always make a big batch and then I divide it in smaller portions and put that in bags in the freezer. If you are curious about Flexigel now, I will put a link to the video with the recipe down below. Now I go back in with my diamond brush, but you can use any other fine brush. As I told you, my curls became more looser after my pregnancy. It is unbelievable how hormones can have an impact on your hair and, in my case, on my curl pattern. Since my hair was thick and straight until puberty hit at age 12, I already knew about a major role of hormones in curls, but I really couldn't imagine how much my hair would change after giving birth. And because my curls became much looser, I became more afraid of using a brush after I applied my stylers. I think I was afraid of stretching my curls even more when using a brush, but now my curls are coming back more and more. I incorporated my brush again. I really love the definition it gives me, especially when I brush section per section. And I think it is the best way to avoid frizz for me. And since I scrunch a lot afterwards, my curls will naturally start to form anyway. To get rid of the excess water and to promote definition, I scrunch with a satin pillowcase. Since the fabric is super smooth, much more smooth than the fabric of an old t-shirt, it gives me the best frizz-free results. Now I use a final mix of my gels to make sure that my curls will keep their shape till day 5. And now the scrunching part can start. This way I make sure the products get distributed well and my curls can start to form. If you have seen my other videos, you know this is my ultimate tip to promote definition. Doing it while turning your head will help your curls to form in a more natural shape. When I see single strands that didn't clump with the rest of my hair, I go back in with my dampen brush so they clump with this curl. I get the best frizz-free results this way. I finger coil the strands to make sure the strands are smooth before I scrunch them back into their natural shape. Now I start diffusing. I use the Dyson Supersonic, but I use it just because I have it. I think any other hairdryer with a diffuser attachment is fine. I know the Dyson is revolutionary because it speeds up the drying process, and it does. But especially when you use it without a diffusing attachment. And since we curly women can't live without a diffuser, it is not really worth the pennies, in my opinion. I felt for the hype when it was launched, but I changed my mind. Now my hair is for about 80% dry. I go in with my hair pick to promote volume and to loosen up the clumps a bit. After I touched every part of my head, I go on with diffusing. Now my hair is almost dry, but my roots are still damp. You can see that some curls are kind of frizzy and not as defined as I would like them to be. This is the moment I go back in with a mixture of the super cream and my homemade Faxseedgel. I think this step is my ultimate tip to get amazing definition and frizz-free results. Again, I apply it section per section. When diffusing, some curls get unruly and frizzy because of the blowing air and touching from the hairdryer. I can't remember I ever got frizz-free and satisfying results after diffusing, so I have been doing this since I was a teenager. You can do this with your favorite cream and flaxseed gel, but if you don't use flaxseed gel, you can use a tiny bit of your favorite gel as well. Now I go on with diffusing just a few more minutes until my hair is fully dry. A quick fliff with my hair pick and I'm almost done. I separate the curls that clump together to get more volume and, well, that's it. I'm ready. But to be very honest, I'm not a fan of day 1 hair. I just prefer the volume and the soft fluffy curls I get on day 3 or 4. It's so bad that I never wash my hair on days I have to meet someone. Curious if someone is with me. Thank you for watching. Bye.